More than likely, you've been touched by suicide in one way or another. Numbers from the CDC show nearly 43,000 Americans took their own life in 2014. In Wisconsin, more than 700 people die by suicide every year, and about 5,500 others are hospitalized for attempting it. Kyle Dimke shows us how local families are turning their loss into help.
The most common reason a person takes their own life is mental illness. But a mental illness is not something most people are comfortable talking about, let alone admitting they have. The La Crosse Area Suicide Prevention Initiative is doing everything it can to get that conversation started by dancing. There were 23 suicides in La Crosse County in 2014. These are just some of the loved ones those people left behind, dancing for hope that no one else has to go through what they have.
Each year during National Suicide Prevention Week in September, we have an awareness event in our community, but that tends to have a very different tone. So our group decided we wanted to do something the opposite time of the year that would be more light and more hopeful.
Natalie Semrad suffers from depression, anxiety, and an eating disorder. Struggles she has been dealing with as long as she can remember.
I was hospitalized my senior year of high school for my depression because I attempted suicide. I was sitting in my room with a handful of pills in my hand, about to take them until I felt something and dropped it.
She says her faith saved her life.
I literally felt like a force on my hand pushing it down, and I dropped the medication and ran to my mom right away.
Natalie was in the hospital for 3 months. During that time, she began talking about her mental illnesses, something she didn't do before.
There were so many years where I was ashamed of it, and I didn't want to come forward about it. I was afraid of going to the hospital. I was afraid of telling my parents about it. They had no idea that this was going on.
Now, Natalie is open about her illness. She says talking about her struggles has helped her turn her life around, and she encourages everyone going through a tough time to do the same.
Just ask for help. It's not anything to be ashamed of.
Natalie says even though people seem to think there is no stereotype for a person with mental illness. She says a disease like depression or bipolar disorder is just like any other disease, and it should be talked about openly, not hidden.
All right, thanks so much, Kyle. If you or someone you know is in need of help, you're encouraged to call 211 any time of the day or night. You can also text the Hope line at 741-741.